So this has been a crazy week for video game releases, man. We had a lot that came out that people were hyped up for. Sonic Superstars, which I've played. I haven't finished it yet, but I've been really enjoying what I've been seeing with the game. I think I'm maybe around 75% the way through, and that's not even like including doing all the extras and stuff like that. Just story mode, the normal acts. I'm, getting pretty close. I'll finish that up during a live stream. But I've been really enjoying it. The movement, the fluidity of the characters, the level designs. For the most part, there are a few levels that I think felt a little too long, maybe. But the boss fights, everything, the variety, really enjoying that game. And then Super Mario Brothers Wonder. We also had Spider-Man 2. A lot of people were hyped up for. I didn't grab that one, not quite yet. It's been a bit of a full week here, but Super Mario Brothers Wonder was a game I was extremely hyped for. I grew up with Super Mario. I always played Sonic, but I didn't have like a Sega Genesis back in the day. It was always playing Sonic games at friends' houses until eventually I got like a Game Gear, and I played the crap out of the Sonic games for that. And then the Dreamcast, playing, Sonic Adventure and those types of games. And then up until recent, like Sonic Mania, awesome freaking game. But Sonic Superstars, excellent, great game. But Super Mario Brothers Wonder, I've played every Mario game that's come out. I've loved pretty much all of them. But I was a little, like, I don't know, reserved in my hype. I was like, man, I really hope this game isn't just straight up baby mode, easy game. And that was one of my thoughts. Like, man, they're just going to cater to, like, let's just make this easy, a quick, simple game. And they didn't. It's got some challenge to it here and there. The thing is like, I don't think any of the old 2D Mario games are especially crazy difficult. There's always been some challenge. But when you got to, like, New Super Mario Brothers, I think those games were a little too easy. So that's why I thought, man, this game, I really hope it doesn't go that route where it's just like, you just keep holding right, jump every once in a while, and you'll make it through. And they didn't do that. There's some decent challenge here and there. There's a lot of secrets. This game blew me the hell away. Like, it was freaking ridiculous. This is a trippy game. Not without you. I mean, you can criticize everything. There's always, like, room for criticism. Some things will just be subjective. Like, for me, with Super Mario Brothers Wonder, well, I think this is one of the greatest 2D platforming games that I've ever played. Like, it's right up there with Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, and I think a lot of people have been saying that, like, this is the best since that era. But the only real thing I didn't care for in the game was the elephant morph thing or whatever. It wasn't even a suit. You just turned to an elephant. It just kind of felt sluggish. It was like, okay, there's certain areas in the game that you could use the elephant power up, but it was kind of like every time I got it, I didn't really care to have it. I wish there was a little bit more variety as far as the power-ups went in the game. Like, yeah, the drill hat, the little bubble flower, your fire flower, that kind of thing. You did have the invincibility star that occasionally would make an appearance. It wasn't, as often as maybe some other games had it, but I did feel like that's my one criticism. The elephant suit, it seemed a little out of place at first. And I kind of wish there was more in the way of different suits. You had badges, though. The badges kind of make up for that a little bit. You can equip one and kind of have a certain ability. The spin jump, floaty jump, like you're kind of like floating around like Luigi a little bit. There's different badges. I haven't even gotten all of them. I mean, I completed the game. My first playthrough, we did a live stream, and that took about a little under 7 hours to complete. And I still, when I went back and looked, I probably have probably over a couple dozen stages that I haven't even looked at, that I haven't even played, that I don't even know what they are, plus whatever secrets that are out there. But the thing that really impressed me with this game, I mean, there's a lot of things that impressed me here, but just the way it flowed from beginning to end. I don't think I was stalled. I had one little hiccup during, like, the wall jump, I think, stage where it was kind of like a extra stage where it was a wall jump challenge, and I always suck at the wall jump stuff. That was my bad. That was my only, like, real, like, oh crap, I'm messing up. I'm having to redo this over and over. It took me a bunch of tries. Some people said they had the same challenge with that, but that that's just kind of me. But the flow of the game felt great. The challenge felt good. You would get to some stages that were like 4-star challenge stages, and some of them were really easy. and then some of them they did feel a little more challenging. So I think the challenge rating was a little, I don't know, a little deceiving. Didn't really match up. Maybe it just depends on the person. I don't know how they came to the conclusion on the ranking of the difficulty. But the game was beautiful. It looked awesome. And it was one of the most trippy games I ever played. I think Nintendo was on drugs while they made this game. So that's kind of where like the elephant thing almost fits in. I still didn't like it a lot, but you know, just the elephant part. But it did kind of fit because it was just so damn weird. Every stage that you played that had a couple wonder seeds that you could get, there'd be, you know, if you could find the wonder flower, it would just like change the whole dynamic of the stage. There'd be some kind of gimmick, something weird going on. And every stage you went into, it was like, what am I going to run into? What kind of drug-induced like trauma am I going to experience this time? Because every time it was something weird and different. The colors were crazy. The stages morphing, the perspective, the physics. It was just nuts. All the boss fights as well. And I kind of give that to Sonic Superstars as well. Like I felt like so far how far I got along in that game, the boss fights did feel like varied. Like they all had their own little gimmick, a little variety. It wasn't the same thing over and over again. There was a certain challenge with it. And it's the same thing with Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Every boss fight, there was some kind of, change to it, some kind of gimmick. Yeah, you're fighting Bowser Jr. a bunch of times. I do kind of wish there was like a variety of as far as like different bosses you fought. But yeah, I think it was okay. Like I said, you could find any little thing to nitpick or criticize about these games, but I really feel Super Mario Brothers Wonder was it was an amazing experience. It's one where I definitely agree. This holds up to like Super Mario World. Super Mario World is one of my favorite Mario games of all time. And it's just with these games that just recently came out this week, Sonic and Mario, it really feels like the natural like progression of what they did with the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Because after those consoles, everything was a 3D capable system, and every company had to take their, IP and make a 3D version of those games. And definitely there's some hits and misses there with all these different, retro franchises. But this week of games with Super Mario Brothers Wonder and Sonic Superstars, it was like going back in time. It's very rare for me to have this feeling of, man, these games really left an impression on me, but especially with Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which was really the bigger focus here in this video. I think this game is going to be fondly looked back on in the future. It's going to be a classic. It's just that good. Sonic Superstars right up there for me as well, but there's just something about Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It's a trippy game. Made me feel like a kid again. Same thing with Sonic Superstars to a degree, but yeah, this was a crazy week in gaming. Let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate y'all, this little rant and ramble, not review video. Catch you on the next one. Bye.
Love that sound.